if I just go with that, you think people will get it?
Yep. I know what it is.
Well, yeah, but it's obvious. What are you gonna say?
Good question. I didn't even think about it. What are we drawing? Unoffendable?
We just pour it.
Well, welcome to Two Poor
Being
Artists,
offended.
where we're poor at being unoffended.
It's not true. That would mean we're offended easily. Although it
Aren't
really
we offended usually?
it depends on which week's description you're reading.
No, actually, I don't think we
we're
ever get offended because we're either
super
so
prideful or super down on ourselves.
so humble that you couldn't possibly offend us, or we're
Yeah.
so prideful that offenses sound like compliments.
So you have to say we're poor at being offended because that's just 100% true.
Okay. Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at being offended, but mostly we're poor at making good art. I mean, art at all. My name is Benj.
You messed that up so bad.
Yeah, you know how it is.
And I'm Isaac.
I'm not going to get offended by it, though.
No, because who would? Not us. That's
Nope.
who.
Not us.
If you haven't already figured it out, people of the internet, then we are this week going to practice what we preach. That doesn't
Well, we
make any
don't
sense.
preach it.
We don't preach it. We're going to practice what we feel. Is that a saying?
No.
I think if feel started with P, it would be
It
better.
could be a saying. Yeah.
Like practice what we
Feel, but PH.
Oh, yep. What we feel. Feel. We don't get offended because if we did, we couldn't do this channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
just
true.
how it works because people who do art, have to be like, no, I don't care what the public thinks. And that's exactly the attitude we've taken.
Yep.
But more or less of a snooty version of that and more of a people would laugh at us if we did.
Yep. Although, I mean, looking at like modern art, it's hard not to laugh at it.
Yeah, I
as
don't know.
well.
I don't know how people do it.
It's honestly worse than our art most of the time because it's like
You say that until you see
here's a shovel that I bought at the store.
Mm-hmm.
Modern art.
I know, right? When I was at ASU, they had the art building that was like on the way to one of my classes each week.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to go in and like, I didn't have to go in. I chose it.
Yeah, it's like they forced you.
To look at their art.
You get an F unless you walk into this building.
Sounds like something they would have done, but no. I would choose for some sick reason to go into the art building every week. Mostly like I make fun of it, I think, just to tell people like you won't believe what I saw this week. But
see, okay, we talked a little bit beforehand, and I know what you're drawing, but I do not know
his hand is in the wrong spot.
what you're drawing.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Like I cannot figure out what any of these lines are in the part of okay. No,
That's an arm.
Okay,
That's a hand.
What's the other line?
This? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's trying to give him a peck.
Why is the peck there?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. So back to your modern art story.
Yeah, you were trying to explain how it was worse than what I'm drawing?
Yeah, well, I guess you were trying to prove me wrong at the same time. But still, at the same
Oh,
time.
it's so gross looking. I just looked at it as a whole.
Yeah, I've been looking at it as a whole this whole time. And that's what I meant. It's like some sort of weird...
It's a good thing the person I'm drawing could... Oh, gosh.
It's unoffendable.
Is unoffendable.
I don't know if we actually mentioned. What we're drawing today is unoffendable.
Did we? I don't know.
I don't remember if we mentioned. But yeah, back to modern art. Like some modern art is just like a banana taped to a wall. Like how is that? Like that's not even art.
Well, it's art if you like pay somebody to come and eat it off the wall and then pretend like, oh no, they ate my art. So I feel like that's what people actually do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, but that's like, what's it called? Performance art. Like I understand performance art. It's usually super weird and dumb, but I at least understand it. But like when you sure, if you draw a realistic banana, that's great art, or even an unrealistic banana. But when it's literally just you bought a banana at the store and taped it onto the wall, that's not art.
I so badly hope the person I'm drawing forgives me.
I mean,
Oh, it's so gross looking.
He's unoffendable, but this might be pushing the limits.
I feel like I might have to change tactics here. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
It is. It just is. Like,
let's just get this out of the way, who this is, so that we can talk about it. I can start my apologies early. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Superman.
Oh man,
No.
this is now. At some point, we need to show our old drawings that we used to do on paper.
We used to be able to draw.
No, but
Somewhat.
I drew a Clark Kent.
Oh no.
But I'm putting it down that this is comparably bad to that Clark Kent that I drew. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll flash a picture up on there for you guys to see. But at some point, we need to just throw our.
I might be able to save this if I just go with something I was planning on doing originally.
Okay.
All right. So let me
Changing gears here.
Because it's the worst looking thing ever.
Well, I mean, you do remember on our New Year special, you drew that one arm on your own body.
All right.
That was pretty
I
bad.
need to pick up the pace here and just kind of.
Oh, is that the start of his neck? Where's the other part of his neck going to be?
We're just gonna go with that. I'm intentionally doing this at this point. It is hard to draw straight with laughing. All right, that's how I blame the entire thing on.
Such a big neck. It's still going.
I'm sorry. At this point. All right. Hang on.
What part of the body is? No matter what your answer is, it's terrible.
All right, we're good. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's not human. It's not human anymore. But that's where we're at.
It just keeps getting worse. It looks like an eagle looking to the sides now.
It kind of looks like Shrek.
Oh. What?
I told you.
It's so different.
I told you at this point, it looks shockingly like the thing on your shirt.
Oh my, the bird fish.
Oh no. Yeah, Ben shows a picture, a shirt with a bird fish Superman thing on it.
Yeah, which is an inside joke with my sister that'd be too hard to explain.
All right.
At the mouth? Right. Why is it so far to the one side?
This guy is proud of this. He's dressed up like his hero.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, this is what happened because of it. He's got a cape,
mm-hmm.
which I think, if anything, helps distract from
Yeah.
The horror. All right, so this is him. He's dressed up like this. He's got his costume on. He's got the what I'm calling Wonder Woman boots at this point, because those don't really look like Superman boots. Maybe they do. Anyway, so this is this guy, right? And he's got like his desk over here with his computer on it.
Like, is he at like an office?
No, he's at home in his basement.
Is that his computer?
That's his webcam.
Oh, okay.
It's like sitting on top of, I guess, his dresser now. 'Cause it's too tall for a desk.
He always has a some monitor on his dresser.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're going for at this point.
He's gone past standing desks.
So he's logged on to the interwebs to talk to his idol, Superman. This is no longer Superman,
right?
Yeah,
but he's somebody who has access to a chat with Superman.
Yeah, basically. Superman chin. Superman.
Maybe Superman chin from like that what was that Batman movie?
Okay, I take it back. It's now Clark Kent because of the eyes.
Okay. Does he know that Clark Kent is Superman?
Yeah.
This creature?
And he's just like, oh, look, Superman's wearing glasses. Curly thing. He has an, oh gosh. He has a neck. Oh gosh. Sorry, just pretend that's a neck. All right. So he's like showing his. Told you this is like his dresser.
Yeah.
Gotta add some beautiful detail to make it very clear. And he's gotten on a web chat with his best friend in the whole wide world, Superman, after, getting through busy time for Superman. Doesn't have time to web chat with everybody. And he's just like, yeah, my mom says I look just like you. Yeah. The average person looking at this man would be very offended, but not Superman. Superman can't be offended.
They would just feel sorry.
Yeah, it's
whatever,
sad.
Whatever toxic radiation, like, fell on him.
Well, in Superman's world, that's common.
Yeah.
Thank you. Random. Alien.
I think Superman would probably know his name.
Steve.
Random alien Steve.
Yeah, there was a pause. I'm human. I mean, this depicts Superman making a mistake, so it's totally unrealistic. But yeah, I think I salvaged it pretty well. Originally, I'll just tell you the original plan for this drawing. Originally, it was supposed to be Superman next to somebody who was dressed like Superman.
Right.
It was supposed to be, make a disaster. The problem is, this thing on the right was supposed to be Superman. Oh, when that went downhill quick, I still basically kept the same premise. I'll give him some. I had plans for making him even worse looking. Let me.
What is that?
It's like that's all he could find.
Like it's like frilly.
It's
Okay, I thought it was like his hair.
no. That is though sticking out
Through his costume.
There's a lot of chest hair.
I don't want any more to be added to this. I think you should just
No, you have to realize how
sign it.
unoffended Superman is.
I think you should just sign it.
Fine.
This
unoffendable. Offend. I don't want to sign it.
it's going up on somebody's fridge.
Please don't hang this one on the fridge. I mean, it's a good conversation piece. I feel like a lot of people say that about art, right? They're like, well, I bought it because it's a good conversation piece. They're like, they hang it up and they invite people over for like, brunch or something. And they're like, oh, yes, I see. I've gotten this new
So you're saying
this new painting.
This won't even go on the fridge. This will be like first thing you see when you walk into the house painting.
No, it's like near the sitting room. Like it watches you while you sit in the sitting room.
For conversation.
Superman is so unoffendable.
Again, I
don't know what happened to Superman.
Any normal person would just feel sorry.
But Superman isn't. He's beyond feeling sorry. He said, "Thank you."
Yeah, I think anybody would say thank you, and then turn off the webcam.
Oh, but he's still there. He didn't log out yet or anything. He's there talking with Steve, the human.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really think about it, sure, he's got a weird nose. He has... I'm going to call it like an ear. Here,
Okay.
I'll help.
This looks like a mushroom or something now.
Well... It's a very hairy man. All right, there we go. Done. Signed. Pen is down. I'm so sorry that you've had to. This does compete with your Superman. Even before I decided to make, because really, the only part I decided to make bad, if I'm being honest, was the head.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it.
His one shoulder being lower than the other, his neck being a million times thick. His legs being half the length of his arms.
It's a good thing we're beyond being offended, because the comments on this can hardly be encouraging.
Very true. But I want to get over there so I can clear your drawing.
Please come over. It's a good thing we're talking about Unoffendable this week. I needed a refresher in that.
Yeah.
I'm offended almost by what I drew. But I know that can't be.
I got rid of your drawing.
Thank you.
Because
thank goodness.
I cannot stand looking at it anymore.
Oh boy. I gotta say, before you draw, I've just gotta say, we had a fan recently who actually did what we have been hoping would happen one day. They printed out our art and put it on their fridge. And this is how I repaid them. I'm so sorry.
I did this guy's eye wrong again.
I cannot make fun of yours today. I'm just gonna compliment it.
This is a guy.
I can tell that. Ooh, going to put somebody's eye out with his chin, but
It's kind of like bottom lip chin.
it's either he has a bottom lip or he has a chin. I don't know that you can say he has both. But it's so good.
Yeah, we've always said that we put our name and age, so that it's like
it's like a kid drawing it on the fridge.
And then you put it on the fridge. So it's like when you see our drawing on somebody's fridge.
Oh, that hand is beautiful.
Yeah, that was surprisingly good. So when you see that, that drawing on the fridge, you don't have to be like, oh, is that your niece or nephew? You can be like, oh, yeah, clearly that's a 29-year-old guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why we do it.
Yeah.
And it finally actually mattered.
It did. I'm sure that this fan has guests over on a daily basis that want to ask about that picture on the fridge, but then see the age and are like,
maybe not.
Maybe it's best to not ask. But now I think I've upgraded to the next level. Now that we've had fridge pieces, I've upgraded to like conversation pieces, like something you buy at like a gallery that you buy it because it's shocking, because you're like, this is powerful in that people are gonna want to know about. Like people in the art world, I feel like they like buy something and then hold a whole party just to talk about the one piece of art they bought. That's almost the level I was at this week.
Yeah.
If you have really weird taste.
It was definitely that bad. I will say that.
Yeah. It's up there with modern art, like you said. Modern art is just confusing, though. Because at least you could tell what mine was going for. Like, the weirdest one I saw when I was in college was I walked into the art building one day. They had one room where all the students' art would be displayed. Big room, big gallery-like room, right, with lights pointing in every direction. The weirdest thing I ever saw was I thought the roof had started to leak because there was like one of those, blue kids' hard plastic swimming pools, like the little round ones, in the middle of the floor. Nothing else on the floor in this room. And in it, I thought like something had happened, like because there was just floating styrofoam cups. And I was like, all right, so the roof started leaking. Someone threw their trash in here. And then there was like a plaque next to it, like explaining the name of the art. I don't even remember what the name of it was. It didn't matter. When I realized it was art, I just turned around and walked out because I was like, this is just too much.
Yeah. So we haven't mentioned anything about my drawing yet.
A man pointing at a cat.
No, see, you drew Superman.
You're drawing Black Panther. Batman.
Yeah, the person that is.
Oh, and you've left quite the insult that I didn't notice until now.
Yeah.
You're a brave man to point at Batman directly and say that.
Yeah, it's true.
To be fair, no one has ever called Batman that to his face. Like, either they say, oh, look at that chin.
Yeah, and Batman's got a little bit of a... What's
good.
The proper name of the kind of chin?
A bat chin.
A cleft chin?
A bat butt chin.
Yeah, you wouldn't call it a butt chin
I'd call it a bat butt.
To Batman. Well, I mean, this guy probably would.
Yeah. He doesn't seem all that clever with his insults.
Yeah. So, and then Batman.
See,
he's got. I'm gonna draw like Batman from like the
like the 80s, like when he fought Bane.
No, I was thinking like
from the future when he's worked out way more than he's ever had in his whole life.
The Justice League cartoon, where he's just like.
His chest isn't wide enough, and you didn't draw a neck. Like, I feel like that's the thing that's actually the worst about this, is that the neck, is he just shirtless? He's totally just shirtless.
He's not shirtless. He has...
Okay, what it looks like right now is he's shirtless, and he has like a towel wrapped around his waist.
I know that's what it looks like. That's not what it is.
And he got a bat tattoo.
Batman probably has a bat tattoo, like where his...
Why wouldn't, like, it'd be super cool. For him.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to run out and get one or anything like that, but...
Normally the bat symbol's like yellow to like attract gunshots.
And ladies.
Whatever. But this one has a black a black one, and then he's got like he has abs that are like showing through his armor.
His towel. This Batman is just wearing. He's wearing like a dress.
He's not wearing a dress.
He's 100% in like a wedding dress now.
And he's weirdly tall.
Gosh. He started off so buff.
No, like this is like
it's just been like
the Justice League cartoon where like they have like super buff shoulders,
not this tall,
and then they just have like weirdly not buff.
I
legs.
cannot picture this Batman as not just wearing a dress that only covers like his stomach because there was no way of pulling it up over the rest of him. Oh, his arms.
His arm is quite a bit buffer than the other arm.
That's his punching arm.
And then he's got like the spikes that the Batman has.
This Batman.
And you know what? I'm gonna make
is a
this.
poo face.
I'm gonna make this arm buffer.
Yep. Just looks like he's wearing a muscle suit now. It's like he was self-conscious about that arm, so he's like buffed up that part of the suit.
And then his hands are in a fist.
Still so much better looking than my Superman. Like, these two superheroes are just the worst versions of any superhero. Your Batman's face is cool. And his gloves are pretty cool. I'll give you that. Kind of reminds me of the old Mega Man cartoon.
That is true. That I was thinking of Mega Man
Yeah.
when I accidentally
It's
drew
like
his arm this way.
because Mega Man just had like robot muscles, but mostly up on his forearms.
Yeah, especially on like the one arm. But yeah, also I just noticed now looking at the whole picture of Batman, he's kind of lopsided. Like he's like
He's just
tilting.
He's tilting to look at this floating man who's come out of nowhere.
Oh, that's a perspective difference. I don't know exactly what perspective.
You mean like this man is standing on like a step stool and Batman isn't? Because that's a big shift in like height for 2.5 feet that separate them.
No, it's like this guy's like standing behind Batman a little bit.
So he's huge.
He's like he wouldn't say this. No, not like that far. But like he wouldn't say this to Batman's face.
Batman reached out, Batman could touch this guy. That's
no. He's a bit farther.
all right. So now draw the part where he like
So
isn't offended somehow.
Like
He's,
this guy.
he's going to like battering him in the face, but he doesn't.
This guy is like not directly saying it to Batman's face. He's saying it to Batman's back because nobody would.
All right. Now that I can imagine the proper perspective in my head.
So now we've got. I don't even remember what Robin looks like, but we're drawing. He's got a mask of some sort.
Oh, okay.
With eyes in that mask.
Sure, this isn't like a Ninja Turtle.
And then he's got
That's
like
not what
he's got like hair.
This is not what Robin's mask looks like.
Yeah, this is what this Robin's mask looks like. And then he's got like a grin.
This guy literally looks like a poo face. Like you just drew a poop emoji on top of a mask.
That's what Robin's hair looks like.
In what?
In my drawing.
I mean, to be fair, Robin has never been the coolest looking.
And then he's got like a V like shirt thing that's like red.
His head is the size of his entire torso. and he also has no neck at this perspective.
He's just got like an R and a circle over here.
Yeah, I mean that part is probably the most accurate part of your entire drawing.
A diaper.
What is it?
That
he's in a skirt. You put on Batman in a dress and him in a skirt.
No. He's wearing like a diaper thing.
It's so hard to tell since you've cut off their feet. Like,
I didn't want to have to draw feet.
this looks like one of those drawings where like you see one thing and then someone's like, no, this is how I see it, and then you can't unsee what the other person is. Like, this is like, this guy is pointing at Batman and Robin and they're both wearing dresses. And he's like, no, and then you're like, no, that isn't a gap between their legs, that's just part of the front of the dress, and then you can't see it any other way.
No, that's clearly a gap. But Robin also has like weird boot things.
Poor Robin wasn't given pants.
He just wasn't.
I know. Like, what artist's choice was that? Like, to be fair, our drawings are atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever decided that the original Robin should just run around with like Batman, but with no pants? They're like, you know how Superman has like his underwear on the outside? They're like, yeah, well, what if Robin had his underwear? And that was it. Like, there was no more to that conversation. Like, you're like, you mean like on top of his pants? No, just he forgot his pants every day. Like, yeah. Robin has the worst costume.
Oh man. Now that I wrote this, I should have said something like, Holy insult, Batman. Why weren't you offended? Pretend like it says that.
It's just cut off on the top.
Yeah. And then Batman, of course, has his classic line of,
I'll put it in the thumbnail so people think that's what he's gonna say, and then they'll get to this part of the video and just be super disappointed that he doesn't actually say it like that. Why would I care? I mean, you could have just ended it there. Why would I care? Batman doesn't have feelings.
Yeah, but see, this Batman, he's rich, so he's just like,
why would I care what a peasant thinks? Yeah, Batman's way too rich to care about insults or being offended. Yeah. He could just buy a new face if
he actually had a poof face.
Yeah, he'd just buy another one.
Yeah,
he'd buy two of them.
Mm-hmm. Like and that, he probably does.
It's like that part in the.
Like, you think Bruce Wayne was just perfect genetics? I doubt it.
It's like that part in the Batman Begins movie where Alfred's like, "We ordered your cowl wrong," and he's like, "But the next 10,000 we order will be perfect," and he just doesn't even think about it. 10,000 of something.
Yeah. I
don't care what you're buying 10,000 of. He didn't even blink.
Yeah. I couldn't even afford 10,000 pennies. I don't think. I don't know how much money that is.
We're really poor artists. We say we're poor in like skill, which if we're comparing our like poorness in skill and money, we're still more poor in skill.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have nothing. So,
yep.
But we have you, dear friends, on the internet, and we have our own unoffendable attitude that lets us. You're not even going to draw this guy on, like, I can't even finish my sentence about being unoffended. You're not even going to draw him, like, on a step stool or something. We just have to imagine him in the back somehow. He would be enormous if he was standing next to Batman. Anyway, rant over.
Mean, like, here's, like, the path.
Oh, no. Okay, at least now he's standing on, like, a giant crocodile. He literally just like this doesn't add perspective.
It's like a path, and he's farther down the path.
It's like a hill that he's coming down right next to Batman.
Like he's here, and Batman and Robin walked past him, right on this path. And as they walk past,
he's like
he cries that out. "You're a poo face," And then they have a conversation.
I'm glad you added an exclamation mark so we can tell how he says it.
He's like yelling it. And then they have this conversation after they've walked past.
We hope you're not offended by our art today. You might be.
I mean, if you care about Batman or Superman, you should be.
Or art.
Or art. Very true.
But we're not offended.
By the way, we are big fans of both Superman and Batman.
Despite everything we have put forth today, we are super fans of both.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to apologize to Superman and Batman. Are they fictional characters? Maybe. Do they still deserve an apology from us?
After what we did to them?
100%.
They do. If they came and beat us both up, I would not complain.
I would apologize while they were punching me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think we'll leave you with that.
As always, we're surprised you made it this.
that's gonna like encourage. No. We can't leave it with that. That's gonna like encourage a fan to be like, our one fan out there. It's gonna like come punch us if they're a fan of Batman or Superman.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think we deserve it, so
We'll get ready.
we'll wear our getting beat up costume that we keep on hand.
Why? Where did we put that? We haven't needed it in a while because we haven't drawn something this offensive in a while.
Not since my gargantuan.
Oh, yeah, nope. That one still remains on a piece of paper hidden. Actually, I think it's sitting on his desk right here.
Yep, it is.
But the book is closed. That page is like... Anyway. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.